Thanks. So, how are we going to do that? What we're going to do to make sure that people are selecting you to get the job done is we're going to leverage your biggest asset. So my question to you is, what is your biggest asset? Clark? Is it you?
Yeah.
Clark got it on the first try. It is. Your biggest asset is you. I had some fun with it, and I know I asked Tom last night what his biggest asset was, and he said, well, I was going to guess that. But it's funny because I did have somebody yesterday say, my debt. No, that would not be your biggest asset. We're talking about pluses here. But you are your biggest asset. There's a little worksheet behind at the last page of your handouts today, and I'm going to ask that you, if you want to take notes, that's given to you to take those notes, and we're going to do kind of a fill in the blank. But our job in selling real estate is identifying and fulfilling people's wants and needs that create a mutual value for all. So what are the 10 things that you can do to leverage your biggest asset? The first one is, what does the sheet say?
Begin with the blank in mind.
Begin with the blank in mind. Begin with the end in mind. Where is it that you want to go? That begins with goals. By the way, written goals, where you write down on a piece of paper, you write it in your computer, it doesn't matter where it is, it matters that you write them, it matters that you review them, it matters that you measure them, it matters that you pay attention to them. Write your goals. This is November '08. You need to have goals for '09. And I would hope in the next week that you're going to write what it is that you want to achieve in '09. And it's important that you do write it down. You have a higher percentage of achieving those goals by writing those goals. Your chances go up even higher when you review the goals and you measure what you do on a day-to-day basis as it relates to those goals. Because all too often, as somebody said to me the other day, I'm busy, but I'm not sure I'm getting anything done. And you know, that's one of those things that you have to be careful with, because we can get busy doing busy stuff, and it's taken up a lot of our time, but it's not getting us to where we want to go. So it's important that we begin with the end in mind. Where is it I want to be at the end of next year? What do I want to accomplish next year? And then I need to make sure that as I go through, that I'm doing things, activities, that are getting me towards those goals, which is very important. Number 2. What does it say on the little sheet?
Today what you do affects tomorrow.
Say what you do affects tomorrow?
Today,
how about love what you do? Be passionate. When you're passionate about something, when you love to do something, it gets done, doesn't it? That's what my husband always says when there's something that I'm procrastinating about. You know, if you really wanted to do it, it would have been done by now. He's right. And there are certain things that I have more passion for than others. In fact, I have been accused of spending too much time at the office and bringing work home. But that's one of the things that I love, is I love real estate. I love the people I work with. I love helping people I work with. And I don't mind phone calls in the evenings or weekends, because if I can help you, that satisfies me. But love what you do. When you love what you do, it shows. And people love to work with people who are passionate about what they do. Who wants to list a house with a realtor who comes in and says, you know, the market is really bad. Bad time to put your house on the market. Let's talk about price. I know one's going to want to talk to you. Why would a buyer want to work with you if you're talking? Although I think most of you got the message down since I've been talking about it for the last 10 months. It is an incredible time to buy. So that may be a little easier message to deliver. But really, when you talk to people, be enthusiastic, be passionate, show it. You'll feel better. Nobody feels good walking around with their chin down. Number 3, sharpen the knife, saw, hone your skills. It's a great time. I've heard some people say, oh, I've got some extra time. I'm organizing my office. Great, get those files in order. Better yet, take advantage of the training, the workshops, the education that are available to you. You might want to write some of these figures down just for fun. I went recently to the NAR convention, and these were numbers that one of the speakers gave. It was acquired through a survey in 2006. So the data is a couple of years old, but I think it's still appropriate. In this nation, there are 2.4 million licensed agents. 2.4 million licensed agents. 1.3 million are members of the National Association of Realtors. That takes in all of you. But what you're seeing is that almost half of the licensees aren't even members of a local board of realtors, the state association, or the National Association. They don't have access to the information that NAR provides on their website, the state provides, local board of realtors, so almost half. 725,000 of those have acquired basic skills. They went to a basic training class. Now, can you imagine only half of the 1.3 have taken any sort of basic training? How to fill out a contract to purchase, what are the MLS rules, how to do a listing presentation. It's beyond me how you could get a license and just go out there without some type of training. 725,000 basic skills. 400,000 have a designation of some sort. And no, BMA does not count in that designation. But it does count an AVR, a CRS, a GRI, an ePro. There's, I forget how many, there's like 30 different designations. 220,000 have some sort of advanced skills. They've attended some additional sales training class like Brian Buffini's 100 Days to Greatness, Sweat Hogs, and some of you may have taken Sweat Hogs. How many of you did take Sweat Hogs in the past? That was a real popular program here in the Cincinnati market, and I know some of the larger companies. I went through the Sweat Hogs program. 120,000 choose to get coached or have a mentor. They either do coaching or they do mentoring. Now let's go back up to the top. Of the 2.4 million, they average one transaction. Of those that are NAR members, the 1.3 and the 725,000, they average 2.5 transactions. If you go from the 400,000 and the advanced, which is the designees, then you go to the advanced skills, then you go to the coach and mentoring, that group of people do anywhere 10 plus transactions. The point, the more training, the more education, the more knowledge you have, the better off you're going to do in business. And it's not just taking the courses, because you can take courses all day long. It's implementing it. It's applying what you've learned. As I've said a long time to people, if you're simply going to get the designation to put some letters behind your name, go put HSG and BMA on it. You might as well, because nobody knows what it is, nobody cares. But if you're taking an ABR, a CRS, GRI, by the way, awesome courses, to use the information, do it. It's well worth the time to do it.